Suitsupply versus Corneliani. Is the nearly $1,000 price difference really worth it? So let's compare various aspects side by side. Here's a good look at the Suitsupply Safari jacket that comes with a waist belt. And the first comparison category is going to be fabric. Suitsupply made this jacket from a 95% wool, 5% cashmere blend that has been woven by the Italian mill Lanificio Rogna. The Corneliani jacket does not feature a waist belt. The fabric is made up of 99% wool and 1% silk. And Corneliani wins this round because the fabric is significantly softer. Now looking at the inside, there's a lot more fold over going on at the Suitsupply jacket, whereas the Corneliani has an entirely different layer of cloth on the inside. Overall, the fit and finish on the inside of the Suitsupply jacket is very neat and clean. You have a loose thread here and there, but that's nothing to complain about at this price point. The construction on the Corneliani is a lot more complex. You see the remnants of the front darts, which are perfectly aligned with the chest pocket fold. And you may have already noticed that there are no pockets on the inside of the Suitsupply jacket. The outside ones are pretty much identical on both, whereas the Corneliani has two internal pockets. Due to the sheer complexity of the construction, the Corneliani also wins this round. Now let's look at the front of the jacket. The buttonholes are all machine stitched as you would expect at this price point respectively. You can see here some interlining as reinforcement on the Suitsupply jacket. Overall, everything is where it should. Now, because the Corneliani has this double-facing fabric, you cannot see how the interior of the buttons is actually finished, if there's reinforcement or not. It doesn't feel like it. But what I want to show you are the pockets. Corneliani didn't skimp out on the lining of the front pockets. They used the same material as the rest of the jacket and accounted for the fold. So this is a very neat and clean construction, which is not present on the Suitsupply jacket. Meaning this is the third round that goes to Corneliani. Moving on to the sleeves. Buttoning here is fine. You get two buttons on the Suitsupply jacket. Everything is functional. I'm not entirely certain what type of buttons Suitsupply used here, but they're solid, they'll do the job. And once again, machine stitch buttonholes. Corneliani also used a two-button cuff, albeit a squared one, and we continue here with the interior face lining. And I can say with relative certainty that these are horn buttons. Now, when it comes to the sleeve head, the Suitsupply is very clean. There is no overlapping or anything that could bulge. But the Corneliani has 100% viscose lined sleeves, so that's going to add some comfort when we're talking about getting in and out of the jacket. Now, due to the fact that 3 layers of fabric are meeting at the sleeve head here at the Corneliani jacket, there's a lot more going on visually, but you cannot feel it. The sleeves on the Corneliani also are a tad longer, and they accounted for that by not finishing the lining entirely. It's literally holding on by a thread. Now, this could mean that it's a little less work for the tailor to adjust this, which I have yet to do. But if you would have asked me, I couldn't have told you that this is basically a not fully sewn in sleeve lining. So now Corneliani is 4-0. Let's see what the last two categories bring. We're going to look at the collar construction here, and we can see nothing. No fleece, no velvet, no interlining. Same on the Corneliani, just double layered fabric. Meaning that we have a tie, 5-1. Which brings us to the final category, price, $300 and something versus $1,400. Now, most people are not going to appreciate all these details enough to justify more than 4 times the price. Meaning our final score is 5 Corneliani, 2 Suitsupply. Now, what's the verdict? I think the price for the Corneliani is justified. You're getting almost double the fabric and a simply more complexly constructed jacket. Now, are all those details worth it to the average consumer? I would say no. And that's why it's safe to say it's often justified to spend more on an item, but the utility value is not necessarily given unless you really appreciate the work that went into it. And hence why I think the Suitsupply jacket is absolutely worth it and probably works best for 90% of customers, because you're getting a well-made safari jacket with all the details and functionality that you need for a fraction of the price. If you like this, and if you've watched this far, you probably already subscribed to Substack, but if you're not, feel free to do so. The link's in the bio. And until next time, stay cozy.